Hey folks, welcome to the Draw Along Show. It's Thursday, and I'm glad you're all here on Behance watching some drawing action. Remember, this is a show for all ages and all skill levels, so I really want to encourage kids to come along and try the You Draw It portion of this show, because I guarantee you can follow along. You can do a really wonderful completed drawing in about 10 minutes. And the best part is, if you do it a couple of times, usually you can sort of remember the steps. You can draw these things anytime. Today we're going to draw something really fun. It's a pretty cool, unique, strange animal that I've never actually seen in person, so I'm excited to draw it with you. Let's say hi to some folks who are watching over here in the chat. Mercurial, how are you? And Sam, and Steven, and Umacorn, and Marcellina, and Gareth, and Stephanie, and Fabio, and Misty. Folks, thank you for joining me. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you have something to draw with. Now remember, it could be a pencil, a pen, a marker, or a crayon, or it could be a nice big piece of PVC piping that you've gotten from the hardware store, and you can dip that in some ice cold slushy that you get from the convenience store and draw with that, okay? Or you could just use it as a massive straw. I don't know, up to you. But I would prefer that you draw with it. Now, I hope all of you are keeping yourselves entertained, keeping yourselves sane in this strange period that we're living through. I am a huge reader. I love to read books. Been reading pretty much every day since I was able to read, and reading is my thing. Maybe make some cool book recommendations in the chat if you have them. I'd love to know what you all are reading as well. In fact, at the moment, I am reading a book all about anti-gravity, and I just can't put it down. All right, you know what time it is. Time to draw. So, why don't we do that? Okay, you know, the jokes, they're never good, are they? They're never good. All right, now, to do these drawings, you have to be able to do three simple things: a straight line, a zigzag, or a curvilinear line. That's an S curve right there, okay? Now you could do a C curve, this way, that way. You get the idea. Today's drawing has a few C curves in it, and it has a zigzag or two, and a few straight lines. So it's got the whole mess. Alrighty, let's begin. So this is the You Draw It portion of the show. Get your pencil, your crayon, your marker, your PVC piping, whatever, and follow along with me. Let's begin. All right, here we go. We are going to start today's drawing with a line that's going to kind of go up that way. You notice it's not vertical, right? It's tilted a little bit to the left, okay? We're going to follow that with a little C curve that comes down this way, like that. All right, so we sort of ended at about the same place where we started, right? Ready for another C curve? Let's do it again, like that. That was just slightly longer, so we go up with a straight line, bumpity bump, with two curvilinear lines. All right. Now imagine you're drawing a line down this way from here to here, okay? And instead of dropping it straight on down, I'm just going to drop it down to about here and make myself a little target. So slight angle. This way I know where to aim, okay? We're going to do a straight line like this. And then we're just going to pop it up like that. So we're going straight up, bumpity bump, straight back, and straight up. Everybody good so far? Now from here, I'm going to draw a line that's going to come straight on this way, okay? Up, 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 up. All right. And then it is going to, just like this line, have a little bump, bump. Okay? Now, just above where this bump happens, right here, kind of nestled in here, okay? I'm going to draw a nice big circle. Check this out. Big circle. Now inside of that circle, I'm going to draw another circle. It's going to be smaller, and it's going to be up and to the right, like that. Okay. I think we know what's going on here, don't we, folks? All right, now right here, I want you to take this line and just go up, give it a little bump. So we've come up, down, little bump right there. And we're going to angle it down this way, okay? And it's going to move past all this stuff, all right? Down we go to about there. So up, bump, bump, straight, 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 circle, circle, straight, straight. Okay. Now, I want you to do another angled back line. Follow this angle pretty much, okay? It's gonna come back to about, maybe if you were to take this little circle here and look at the left edge of the circle and drop a line straight down to about here, okay? So we're gonna go down to about there. See how those kind of line up with each other? This is a trick I talk about all the time in the Draw Along show, and these are tricks that artists use every single day. Professional artists, they use tricks like alignment, and when they're measuring angles, they'll do comparative measuring, right? Comparative measuring for angles, for distances, things like this. These are good skills to learn. You didn't know you were learning some, pro level stuff here on the Draw Along show, did you? All right, let's angle this one down this way. Zing, like so, okay? Notice how I started above this line, cut it off, a little longer on this side than on that side. All right, so try and do the same for yourselves. This is the first line we're gonna make that's horizontal in this drawing. It's gonna come out this way. Ta-da, okay? And then we're gonna angle down again, like so. Viola says it's a toad, but it is not a toad. No, no, no. Indeed it is not. Oh, Marcellina, you like my dad jokes? Thank you. If I could just get my kids to like it, might be in good shape. We're gonna mirror everything we've done here, just close by. See this? Close by. And then pop, just like that. Now here, I'm gonna come out this way and do another little line like that, okay? And one down there. So down, down, down. Look at all these zigzags. We're zigzagging all over the place here, aren't we? Now, we're gonna do the same thing with the back arm. Down, over, all right? But then here, we're gonna angle and stop right about there. And leave a little space, okay? And that's gonna come in handy later. All right, are you ready for the biggest C curve we've ever made on the Draw Along show? I mean it. This is the biggest one of all time. We're gonna start here, okay? And we are going to go all the way down and around and up to here. Now I'm gonna do it all in one go, but folks, you can do this. You can draw it a little bit, you can break it up, you can stop, you can lift up your pencil, whatever you want. I'm gonna try and go in one big swoop. Here I go. Oh boy. You do not have to do that, all right? You can break that apart. Not a big deal. Alrighty, I'll leave that be for a moment. Now here, I'm going to draw a line that's going to continue this little guy right here. Alrighty. We're gonna continue this back this way, just like that. And for the back legs, I'm actually gonna make them straight. They're just gonna go down to about there, and then pop, 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 like this. Okay, because chameleons, that's what we're drawing today, their back legs are really funny. They're a little smaller and shorter than the front legs. It's kind of funny to me anyway. All right, let's continue this line again, down to there. Now here's the tricky bit. You're gonna draw a line that's gonna follow this curve, but it's gonna continue to get more and more narrow as you get towards the end, and then it's just gonna do that, okay? Take your time with that, erase if you have to erase, mess around with it. All right, no big whoop. Just under here, under the chin, we're gonna go up, up, up. See that? It's a zigzag zig, all right? And then we're gonna give him a branch to perch on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a line that's gonna come here and extend out that way behind the tail. That's gonna cut off right behind there. And we're gonna angle it this way. You can draw your branch any kind of shape you want. Okay, it's gonna be like a little extension of the branch there. On his little branch. I love to add texture to this. It just takes that drawing and it just notches it up a level. You know what I mean? Notches it up. Baby T-Rex, said Steve. For this chameleon friend of ours, we're going to do this too. We're going to go zigzag, 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 zigzag the body, Maybe he's surprised to see you. Well, it's your drawing, folks. Do what you want of the show. in right around under 10 minutes, as we usually do. And have fun with this one. You can always watch these back on YouTube or on Behance. All right, all of the Draw Along shows are archived. And there have now been over 150 episodes, so that's 150 unique drawings that you can make. Pick your favorites, practice them, and enjoy. All right, it's time for the Doodle Game. We haven't played this game in a while. Are you ready? The Doodle Game requires audience participation. So here are the 2 doodles for today. Number 1 is on the left, number 2 is on the right. Here's my request to you. In the chat, can you please, for the first doodle, can you please write a 1 and then what you think it could turn into? And then for the second one, write a 2 and what you think it could turn into, and I will read your suggestions, okay? So this could be anything. Could be an object, could be a person, could be an animal, okay? Same with this one here. But you are the ones who make the suggestions, and then I finish the drawing. So what do you see when you look at these? What do you see? Remember that with the Doodle Game, you can also kind of turn your head and see if you see something that, you know, it changes your mind. Like if you were to take this one and look at it sideways, right? You know what I mean? Try that exercise. But what do you see? What do you see? Let's see some suggestions. So for number 1, we have some suggestions coming in. We have a rolling pin from Stephanie, an octopus from Viola, a puzzle piece from Mercurial. Yes, it does look like a puzzle piece. A turtle from Misty. A gort. Sorry, I don't know what a gort is. A dancing person. The handle of a cup. Dancing person, maybe in like a Keith Haring kind of style. We talked about Keith Haring on this show before. For number 2, we're getting some suggestions as well, such as a raptor and a lizard. Look at all these suggestions. I think for the first one, I'll do a puzzle piece, which Mercurial suggested. I like that. So let's do a puzzle piece. Okay. And what kind of puzzle is it? Well, we have to decide what kind of picture it is. Let's say that it's a picture of a person. And we see part of them right here. And maybe they are outside. So we see some mountains out there in the background and some clouds. So there is our puzzle piece. Let's add some dimension to that. There we go. All right, that's 1 down. For number 2, a bird singing. We see lots of birds, an unbent paper clip, pruning shears, a raptor, a lizard, a kookaburra. What do raptors look like? It's kind of, you mean like a bird raptor or a dinosaur? An unbent paperclip. A dolphin? Yeah, I can see that. I can see how it's a dolphin. And we see a suggestion for a lizard. I suppose for a lizard we could do this. Oops, make that one bigger. There we go. It's kind of like a portly lizard, you know? A little portly. Like that. What do you think? Is that kind of what you're imagining for this lizard? Do lizards have forked tongues? I think they do, don't they? Am I imagining that? And there is our lizard. good suggestions, folks. As usual, the Doodle Game is a smashing success thanks to you and your suggestions. As always, it's always you who make it work and who make it good. Thank you for that. Oh, do you hear the alarm? You know what time it is. Appreciation Station. Alrighty, today we are appreciating our good friend Tanya. Tanya, we were nearing the end of our research time in Antarctica. You might remember this. We were down there for 3 whole months and we hadn't discovered a thing. And I thought the whole research trip was a complete waste of time. And then on the very last night before we were going to fly home, a UFO appeared. The sky was green. I was freaked out and I was just frozen stiff with fear. But you signaled to them and actually opened up a little line of communication, had a great dialogue. And as a thank you, they gave you that cool glowing rock. And so you took the glowing rock, we went back to our research institute, and we were the first and only people to have any proof of extraterrestrial intelligence. And it's all thanks to you and your bravery. So I want to thank you for being brave. I was standing there like a rock just frozen, speaking of rocks, but not you. You really saved the day there. So thank you. You're a brave person. I appreciate you. Appreciation Station for today. Now, it is time for us to get to the old animal and activity game. So this is where you have to suggest for me, please, in the chat, an animal doing something funny, strange, weird, unexpected, and we will then draw it and see if I can make it happen in the little bit of time we have remaining, which is about 6 minutes, 7 minutes on the show. Just to get your brains cooking, we've had, for example, a surfing monkey in the past. We have had an owl playing the banjo. We've had a koala dancing ballet, and we've had a gorilla flying a plane. So you get the gist of it, right? While you're coming up with brilliant ideas, I will select my nice light blue color to sketch with. Oh, I do love that light blue. Alrighty, let's see what we have. E.T. jumping rope. Misty, that is an awesome suggestion. I think that one wins it. I'll read some other ones first, but we've never drawn E.T. on the show, and I have to say I love that idea. Chihuahua winning an arm wrestling contest. That's funny. Steve, hold on to that one. Speaking of Chihuahuas, I've been showing my kids Ren and Stimpy. Am I a good parent? I don't know. I love that cartoon. T-Rex doing the pole vault. Awesome. Stephanie says, an elephant painting a landscape. What's going on? You guys have such good suggestions today. This is making it impossible for me. I love these. But I have to say, I'm going to stick with the E.T. jumping rope. I've never drawn E.T., so this is going to be scary. I'm going to have to do this from memory. I've got to think, like, what did E.T. look like? Oh my gosh, now what have I done to myself? This is going to be bad. So he's got this flat head. Right? He had this this big flat kind of on the top head like this, right? Isn't that kind of how his head was shaped? What is nose and mouth kind of like up in the front like this? Did he even have a nose? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, he did have a like a tiny nose like up here, right? Like that. And a little mouth. His eyes might have been even bigger than that. In fact, I think they were. I think they were massive, weren't they? Kind of like this. There, that's gonna have to do it. That's close. It's close. I think it's gonna have to be close enough. His mouth was small in the front, right? Yeah, kind of like a little tiny mouth like that. It's fun to figure this stuff out, you know, with only like a few seconds to draw something. Always a good choice, Kyle. All right, now he did have a really funny body. It was kind of egg-shaped and like this, right? We have his little legs. I don't remember yet what his feet looked like. They were big and flat, right? Kind of like that. Yeah, something like that. And he had decent length arms. They were longer than his legs, weren't they? If I remember correctly. And 2 fingers or 3? 3 fingers, I think. Or 2 fingers and a thumb, right? Something like that. How's that look? Does this look kind of ET-ish to y'all? Got his heart showing through. There he is, jumping rope. All right, let's hide our sketch. I think this will work. I'm just excited about this fun suggestion because it's something we've never drawn on the show before. But I tell you what, you all had some really great ideas today. Excellent ideas. I can tell you all ate your Wheaties and had your coffee this morning, right? Gotta be it. Alrighty. There's that. Whoops, let's make that a little smoother there. And his neck, I remember he could sort of extend it and make it even longer, couldn't he? If he wanted to. There's one big ET foot. I'm not forgetting anything, right? He didn't have a tail, did he? Or anything weird like that? I hope not. Gosh. All right. Let's get that other leg. Gosh, I wonder if you all can hear my kids playing a violin in the background. They're some pretty darn good musicians, I tell you. Certainly nothing I could have done at that age, the stuff they're playing. All the big stuff. Mozart, Bach. Pretty impressive. Yeah, anybody who's watched the Draw Along show knows that frequently this is the time of day when my kids are practicing their violins. And for anybody who has young children and is having trouble getting them to practice, my wife is going to help you out. She is in the process right now of creating this cool series of videos that have practice games to play with kids from ages 3 up to about age 8. It's going to be awesome. I'm really amazed and impressed. Because believe me, I had nothing to do with getting our kids to play their instruments. Now they just do it on their own. Very proud of them. Proud dad. I just wish they'd laugh at my dad jokes, you know? Come on, gang. Oh, E.T. is jumping rope. What do you think about that? That's a silly and fun idea, and I love it. Thank you for that one. Oh, good times. Alrighty. Over there, E.T. That's where you go. There's our chameleon friend. Well, there it is, folks. You have spent some time with me doing some drawing. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I know I certainly did. And next week, more of the same. We'll be back for a Wednesday and Thursday episode, 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for joining. Everybody, please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Remember to be kind. And I will say, ciao for noodles.